Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of Thoughts on Education. Today we have Professor Shehbaz Ahmed, Director of Amjad College of Business Administration. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time to do this with us. Welcome.
Thank you.
Sir, I would like to have a brief introduction about you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me start by saying that I'm a student of marketing, currently director of Amjad College of Business Administration, and I have been a management graduate from Osmania University in Ahmedabad, and subsequently I did my doctoral program from Osmania University. And since the last 20 years, I'm heading this institution, trying to impart management education to the budding managers. And the college offers two programs, the MBA program and the integrated MBA program. And I have been instrumental in doing a lot of training programs for the benefit of managers in the areas of marketing, communications, and public relations. I published widely both nationally and internationally, presented papers in various seminars, conferences. I have been visiting faculty for Ahmedabad as well as Symbiosis Pune, to name a few. And
that's really great, sir. I truly believe it will be really good to have a great conversation with you. To start with, I would like to understand, you, as rightly mentioned, you already have spent a huge amount into the industry. So what are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
See, first and the foremost thing is you should have a passion to teach. So that one is a good teacher, somebody who is passionate about teaching, and that makes him or her being a student or a learner always to impart the management education to the student. Second thing is, education industry in India per se is more about nurturing talents, more about transforming, because the students who come and do MBA, they already have a very strong base either in technological courses or in arts or in sciences, because anybody and everybody is eligible to join an MBA program. So we at Amjad College of Business Administration believe in transforming their personalities, believe in providing holistic management education to the students to ensure that they become future business leaders, entrepreneurs, business tycoons. So, you are trying to contribute something which becomes a lifelong exercise for both the teacher as well as the taught.
True, sir. I totally agree to it. Courses like the management courses like MBA do not only students, when it comes and joins these courses, they do not do it just for a degree. Rather, they are looking for an additional thing so that they can be ready for outside world.
Correct. So we provide this value-added benefits because, other than just the functional skills, because functional skills was only going to provide you the functional knowledge. But more importantly is their soft skills, their global skills, because these are going to be the critical differentiating factors for them to take on to the corporate world. So the student who join this program, other than just acquiring the MBA degree, they also want to equip themselves with what kind of skill sets they require. It can be the global skills. It can be as trivial as the language skills. It can be as trivial as the non-verbal communication as well as verbal communication. Those kinds of business communication skills, those kinds of soft skills, those kinds of presentation skills, those kinds of preparing a business plan. You're trying to simulate the practical aspects of what is going to happen in real world tomorrow. So that kind of imparting is very much necessary for the undergraduates to become good managers.
Very correctly mentioned, sir. So, you having such thoughts wherein you give equal importance to the practical learning, which is basically required in these management courses, I would also like to understand about your philosophy of leadership. How would you describe your leadership style?
See, I am neither an autocratic leader nor a free rein leader. I follow something like a democratic way of imparting education and running an organization, because unless and until you have that concern for students, concern for teachers, then only you can ensure that you can impart good education. See, I have been running this institution since last 22 years. So probably I have understood one thing over a period of time, that satisfy your teachers first, who in turn will satisfy the students, then students in turn will bring repeat business to an organization.
Sure.
So that kind of motivated learning, that kind of interactive learning will make all the difference. And fortunately, we have grown leaps and bounds. We started with a humble beginning of 30 students, and today we have got 660 students. So that, I think, becomes the most important aspect when you talk about leadership. Leadership is all about nurturing leaders. Leadership is all about sustaining and producing good leaders. Leadership is not about followership.
Very true, sir. I totally can understand. I'm really happy to know about the success of the institute, and under your guidance, I truly believe how it happened. I would also like to understand, sir, how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for marketing and administration of your school?
See, fortunately, our courses are recognized by All India Council for Technical Education, and our college is affiliated to Osmania University. And we figure in top 5 colleges of Telangana offering MBA program. So we get the cream of the lot. People who clear the state level entrance, the top rankers, they join our college. And you'll be surprised to know that we don't do any kind of marketing or advertising as such, because our result speaks, our placement speaks volumes of our sustainability. So the students who come out from a variety of diverse streamlines, it can be engineering, pharmacy, BA, BCom, BSc, all those, at the end of the day, opt for our college to join and acquire MBA degree, because they know that they have to get that validation along with an MBA, and that this is the only college probably in the state of Telangana which we enjoy the privilege of training our potential fitness magnets year after year.
That is really good to know, sir. So I would be really glad to understand your viewpoint on this. The education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. And MBA happens to be a course where students have to be globally, equipped.
Correct.
Because the education industry has also become so dynamic.
Correct.
Because students have to adapt to the changes according to the different global MNCs coming in. So, in your experience, what can an inbound student gain from studying here in your institute?
See, one thing I would really agree with you is the education in the West is completely unstructured, where there is freewheeling of ideas are welcome. Whereas here, the education in India is more exam oriented. Education in India is more of you have to complete these courses and then only you'll be awarded something like that. So that is, it has got its own advantages and disadvantages. Advantages are like, you have been given a book and you're supposed to complete the syllabus and you're time bound and you mark it and produce it on the paper and you get grades and you pass. But the main drawback or the disadvantage is that these people will miss out on, because they will be only conditioned toward that question answer. But unfortunately, life is beyond question answer session, and it requires a lot of impetus on global learning. It requires a lot of impetus on real life situations which these people are unable to comprehend. So what is happening now is we at our institution are trying to bridge that gap. What we are trying to do is to ensure that you also have examination, because you have to pass it, clear it, which is mandatory requirement, but at the same time substantiated with real life case studies, real life examples, so that tomorrow when they go out in the global market, they should not miss out. They should not be like, handicapped, we did not know this, we have never heard about it. So we are trying our level best to ensure that, though it is not part of the syllabus, though it's not part of the credit courses, some non-credit courses which would really help them to provide that value addition. So not today, marketing is taught worldwide. But again, how it is being taught makes a difference.
True, sir.
In the same country, how it is being taught at IIMs is different, and how it is being taught at university level is different, and how it is being taught at institute level is different. So you need to identify those gaps, fill those gaps, and ensure that the student understands these differences, and then probably become more adapt.
Yes, sir.
And adopt.
I really appreciate the institute and you basically who knows importance, how the world is changing and what exactly is required. It is much more than just the theoretical knowledge which the books give.
True.
Rather, you helping the student to be all-rounder, and then the curriculum which you have which basically is helping student to bridge the gap is really appreciated, sir. Moving ahead, I would like to understand, sir, in your institute, if you could tell us how do you basically welcome the student of different races or economic backgrounds? Do we have any?
Yes. Fortunately, as I told you, the common entrance test, most of the students through web counseling exercise their option and then they join this course. And not only that, the advantage is the people who are from economically backward section, the people who are from reservations, etc. The state also provides some scholarship and tuition fee reimbursement.
Yes.
The college also come forward and ensure that they get a lot of scholarships, a lot of fee waivers, a lot of discounts, and those kinds of things really help the student to not to miss out in terms of financial constraints. Finances is never a barrier. You'll be surprised to know that most of the time, the majority of the students who join this college, sometimes they get 100% fee waiver, sometimes they get 70%, 50%, depending on their economic scenario, depending on their... We have merit cum means-based scholarship, we have tuition fee reimbursement for the economically backward students. All this, somewhere or the other, the student try to get the maximum out of it, because they believe in, you are investing money, you are investing time, and if you are not getting any returns, why you should do MBA?
Yes, sir.
You better be off as graduate.
True, sir.
So when you are joining this college, when you are joining this course, you have to calculate your ROI. If you are not able to maximize your returns on investment, then I feel such colleges will not sustain.
True, sir. I think you really have, focused on this point, which many of students out there, they don't give that much importance. Rather, even the parents miss out this point.
Correct.
Because...
And you'll be surprised that which are the highest fee listed.
Okay.
And in spite of that, we get the cream of the lot, we get the student, because they get all kinds of benefits irrespective of paying the highest fee listed. Because they feel that it's worth it, because they're getting a lot of value education, they're getting the holistic management education. And the reason why they want to do MBA, not only just to acquire, as you mentioned previously, another degree, but ensure that they capitalize on this degree, whether in terms of job, whether in terms of global, or whether in terms of pursuing higher education, also in terms of also to get married.
Yes. Well, it is really important, sir. So I would also like to understand, you really have a very good vision with the institute. You've been with the institute since a longer time. I would like to understand how are you prioritizing on what you are basically prioritizing over the next 10 years.
See, the advantage I had is because I started my career from the scratch. I had been an assistant lecturer promoted to professor, associate professor, associate professor, then professor, and then director. So I know the pulse of the student. I go and teach.
Yeah.
So when you go and teach, you get that connect. And when you get connected with them, you get to know what is the next thing that they're looking for. So that will keep me most of the time, occupied with okay, now this set of audience requires this kind of activity. And they all want to ensure that they want to become enriched in that particular area. So that really helps me out to jot a plan of action like, next 5 years I need to do this. I need to concentrate on this segment. Next 5 years, next 3 years we need to concentrate. See, we have very little autonomy when it comes to syllabus because we are affiliated to Osmania University. Yeah. But we have more advantages because since it's an autonomous institute, though it is affiliated to Osmania University, it's not an aided college. Yeah. So that way we have that leverage to ensure that we give the best to our students. True. So there we are in a enviable position compared to other colleges in that we can give them the best. We can ensure that we impart the best to them.
So knowing about your viewpoints, I have understood that you really have a different vision than the rest of the institutes. I would like you to tell us something which you think out there student doesn't know. So anything about your institute which you think
next, down 5 lines, I feel that we should set up an incubation center or a research center where the students who are going to pass out want to, become startup managers, want to set up their own organizations. That's what I have, if the state government and the university gives permission for us to do that. So I think I'll be the first one to pitch in for setting up the incubation and innovation center, which would really benefit the entrepreneurial segment of the student, because every student either, there are different kinds of categories of students who will receive. Some wants to become entrepreneurs, some wants to just work or become managers, etc. So these entrepreneurs, we need to nurture them, we need to ensure, we need to help them out both project-wise, monetary-wise. So probably that is one area which I think we need to focus more on it, to set up an entrepreneurial development cell so that every student who join this program end up as big-time player or become an entrepreneur who believe in providing employment opportunities to most of their own classmates as well as to the other students. That is one area. Second area I feel which most of the colleges ignore, or see, there are two things which drive the college to next level. One is the alumni. The second is the placements. So if both these are linked, because the alumni who has passed out, if they start getting connected to their own college, helping their own sub-juniors and their own alma mater, I'm sure colleges will skyrocket, and that will be the sustaining factor because they are coming back and they want to give it back to the society. They are ensuring that their own alma mater thrive. That's what IIT and IIMs do. True. And that's the only critical differentiating factor when it compared to the universities. In case of universities, students pass out, they never go back to their alma mater. Whereas IIT and IIM, they have a wonderful way of mechanism to broken back their own alma mater, and that's one area which I think I want to focus more in future.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, definitely alumni happens to be a great pillar of strength for any institute. I would also like to understand, I would like you to give us, a views where you think, what are the greatest strengths you feel your institute has?
In terms of locational advantage is one area. The second thing is because we have been sustaining and producing business management graduates year after year. So that kind of consistency in churning out, managers of tomorrow is one particular area. I think consistency is one of the mantra for success, because at every point of time you are giving good results. At every point of time your students are well placed. At every point of time you are fully subscribed. Probably us is the only college in the state of Telangana. Since last 20-25 years, there is no under-subscription. Fully subscribed. You have 660 seats, it's fully subscribed. Nobody is missing out. Because most of the time you find during either, it can be so many natural factors like Corona or earlier, but fortunately, that's what our college is, the only college which is fully subscribed. So that goes without saying, like, since the results are good, since the faculty is good, since the education that you're providing is really beneficial to them, that is making the students like come. Like as I told you, you satisfy your faculty can satisfy the student bring you repeat business.
True, sir. So that is only because of the quality of education you are providing, and students are getting recognized coming out of this institute. So you really do not have to, create that kind of, you do not have to go out and tell people. People already knows because there are people who are speaking for the institute.
See, that's what I told you. Like neither we do any kind of advertising, nor we do any kind of sales promotion. But still, marketing public relations makes all the difference, and that's what is happening in case of our college.
Great, sir. So coming to the last question. There are various challenges if I talk about the Indian education system for higher education in general. I would also like to understand what Amjad Ali Khan College of Business Administration sees as a challenge, also in general and also specifically for your institute.
See, what we have noticed is majority of the time the students who are coming from diverse backgrounds, they may be having little bit of functional knowledge, but they're not able to express it. They lack the soft skills, they lack the communication skills, they lack the personality. So I feel that particular area where you need to provide that icing on the cake. That's why we set up a finishing school sometime back. What we used to do is we used to give them all these kinds of soft skills programs. How to face interviews, how to give a presentation, how to walk, how to talk, too many aspects. Dress for success and things like that. These are the areas which are still in the nascent stage in Indian education, especially in the higher education. You have a very good computer wizard, but he cannot express. He can open the computer, close the computer, he can develop a program, but he can't tell you about his skill sets. So that particular area is one I have noticed across courses, across colleges, across universities, that the students lack. And that is really, making them not to reach the pinnacle of success. They are becoming very good in technical skills, but they are missing out on the soft skills. I heard sometimes people are very good in soft skills, but they are missing out on technical skills. So this becomes the most important gap to be filled up. The second thing which I feel, especially in the higher education sector, when a student reaches the higher education sector, already there is some kind of attitude building. There is some kind of, develop an attitude to we don't want to change. So they are resistant to change. So at PG level, we are trying our level best to ensure that, okay, you have an attitude, but we want you to have a better attitude. You have to make a difference in life. You will be surprised to know we have a logo of our, we have a motto of our magazine. It is called as Sculpting Managers of Tomorrow. So we believe in chiseling them, we believe in sculpting them because we want to really sculpt them. Because already, certain things have already been formed and fixed. So we have to change that mindset. So we make things happen, attitude makes the difference, and we believe in sculpting managers of tomorrow.
Yes, sir. It was really wonderful to have a conversation with you. I again take the opportunity to thank you and taking out time to do this with us. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure interacting with you all, and I'm sure Collegedunia is going great guns and identifying the right, helping the student identify the right college, the right place, the right education, and I'm sure the dunya is all about education, and Collegedunia is fulfilling that gap.